Well, and let me say, FTR is very clearly, in my opinion, the best tag team there. They again, great match between them and SCU. It's a bunch of guys that are seasoned as far as their ring experience. Frankie Kazarian is a perfect matchup with them. Scorpio Sky, he's got the great blend of finesse and actual in ring ability. So it was a really cool match to watch. Great match. And Hangman Page was out on commentary. Dom, do you have anything to say about that before I go into my thing?
Um, let me think about that because it wasn't, it didn't really do anything either way for me. Like I'm just like, I thought he was fine on it, but I also didn't think like I was also thinking like there needs to be what's going on exactly. Like it kind of just left me with more questions and answers or everything. I guess that's kind of how I left with. Well, okay, what are your thoughts? Because this was a note you wanted to make.
Well, yeah, I mean, well, first of all, it just felt weird. Like, why? What's he doing out there? Is he there on be like for FTR? So I don't know. There's a little intrigue there where it's like, is he looking at FTR? Like, maybe thinking about joining them. But so there's like when James Bond would drink, it was cool. When Stone Cold would drink, it was cool. When Hangman Page is drinking, it's like an alcoholic at the local moose club. Like it was like right on the verge of depressing. Like at one point, he made a point of saying he was like, oh, SCU, that's who we beat for the titles. It's like, dude, I feel like I've had this conversation with a drunk guy at a bar at one point. Like
That you beat SCU for the titles?
he's like, yeah, that guy's in the NFL now, but I've tackled him once when we were in middle school. It was like, oh, so yeah, it was
Like the
bad.
part where Daniels got kicked out from ringside, and he's like, "Hey, get me a drink."
Yeah,
Like
yes, he's like a drunk guy at the bar, like an annoying drunk guy at the bar. Because then, like at one point, Taz was like, "Oh, you might need another fifth." He was like, "I do need another fifth." It's like, really? Because that's a lot of alcohol for one human. And like another fifth? Are you implying that you've already polished off one fifth of alcohol? Like this is not an intriguing, fun, hey, let's party drinking. This is like you need to go to rehab drinking.
this
So
is, and it's crazy because when it started off, Hangman drinking was pretty damn cool because he would just come out with a beer in his hand and then just like launch over and buckshot Larry at somebody and then
yeah,
like go back to drinking. That was awesome. But now it's like, yeah, it's like, oh, this is kind of sad. Like, what's going on here with this guy?
and
And
also like let me say there's a big difference between like drinking beer at ringside and drinking hard liquor at ringside. Like like having a beer, it's like a social activity, right? Probably a
uh,
guy.
I can argue that drinking whiskey is social for me. I don't, you know.
Uh,
James Storm, I asked him what his beer choice was. I don't want to spoil the interview, but he was like, "Oh, I drink whiskey." I was like, "Oh, yes." So I do
Well,
too.
sure, but like a beer is like you need like a guy his size probably 8 to 10 beers to get drunk. Like doesn't take that much liquor to get somebody drunk, and he's talking about get me another fifth. So that's frightening situation brewing over there. Obviously, he's probably drinking apple juice or whatever.
Doing the D Martin.
Right, or he's got like some unsweetened iced tea or something like that. But man, it's like getting hard to watch on a guy who they could probably be the face of the organization if they played their cards right. So yeah, I'm not at all a fan.
That's, I mean, this whole amalgamation of like the elite and where they're going, like it's just so murky, and it's been murky. Like it's been played like too long, and week to week the storytelling aspects of it just have left me scratching my head more than anything else. Like it's just like, give us some answers. We've been waiting for some answers, and but it just, things just keep getting like, where are they going with this, and where is this payoff? Because I don't see it, like in a lot of aspects of it, like from the Young Bucks to the Hangman situation to Kenny turning heel. That could be one of the payoffs, but like they all seem to be kind of turning heel when you don't need that. Like you want, I don't know. It's weird. It's so weird. Yeah.
It's one thing to have a murky situation, which is like, okay, that's intriguing for a week, maybe 2 weeks, but this has been many numerous weeks on end where it's been like, what is going on? And the angle is not playing itself out. So it's like, what are you doing? Like it's like he started to tell us a story and then he just like closed the book and he's like, and now here's this story. And it's like, what about I want to know about the other story.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Well, I mean, we're getting some of the story of like Kenny's going into singles, and it seems that's the direction because they announced that tournament, the number one contendership tournament at Full Gear, and the three participants of the eight announced as Penta, um, Kenny, and then Jungle Boy. And when that news got announced, Hangman immediately left the booth. So like obviously like Hangman, and they did explain his reasoning why he was there in the first place for the tag match was because he wants to be still in the tag division, which just is sad in itself because you're like Hangman, you've already proven yourself as an awesome single star, like, and we like you there. I like nobody really wants you to tag anymore either. I don't think, and so it's just like it just seems weird. And so, but like we have that direction. How do you? Okay, let's just go this way, Marcus. What would you do to save some of this? Like, just get Hangman back hot again and on the right direction. Like, what? How would you handle all this?
start having him ignore like Kenny Omega and the Bucks, just not a part of the Elite anymore. Okay, so we're not even going to talk about it. So that's over. Stop with all the boozing.
You would drop it. You would just drop him like interacting with. Like, I think you need to follow up with it somehow, though. Like, you have to tie up that loose end. You wouldn't.
Nope. Let's just separate them and get them away from each other, and then have him join FTR if you want him to go heel, or if you want to make him a baby face, which I would probably recommend. Then I would have him come out and do a big save for somebody, whether it be Cody or Jungle Boy or somebody. Come out and smash Brian Cage, or just come after like a big tough guy, and establish himself as a solid baby face and like begin a feud. And let's switch to beer.
Here's how you do it. Now, I don't know where you go with the Young Bucks. Like, if you're leaving, I guess you want to make them heel. They're already heels. Further that, that ship is sailed. Hammer that point home. Here's what I would do, though. All right? This would be like, say Kenny's getting the crap beat out of him in a singles competition unfairly. Something happens. Two people interfere. Something goes down. Hangman goes in, makes the save. What you just talked about, makes a big save. But after that, boom, he's done. Like, Kenny wants to thank him. He's like, I appreciate it, but we're done. You're right. We're out of here. And then just go take him on a different trajectory. Something like that. But that's how you blow it off and end it,
Sure.
And then, yeah, just make him, like, be a more put-together guy. Have him go back to that thing where, okay, maybe he got a little sad and depressed, like, boozing it up here and there. But now he kind of found his footing, got his footing back. Hey, he's taking a beer to the ring, drinking it, and then he's kicking somebody's ass. Like,
yeah,
it doesn't have to be Stone Cold style, but the way Hangman did it. So before.
Yep.
So,
yeah,
that's my thoughts.
He's becoming like right on the verge of irredeemable in my mind, like as a character, where it's like I don't even want to see this guy on my screen anymore. He's bumming me out. Like just like I'll leave that bar where the drunk guy was bugging me. I'm like, I'm never going back there again.
It is like running to somebody in high school where you're like, oh, hey man, how you doing? Like maybe he was like popular in high school and stuff like that, and it's just like, oh man, oh dang it. Well, all right, I'll see ya.
He was like the cool jock in high school, and now he's just like this depressing guy. You're like, you go into a Walmart, and he's in there like wearing a smock, and he's like, yeah, it didn't really work out. And you're just like, I gotta get the fuck away from this guy. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
What's next?
Yeah, let's just I don't know. There's nothing like I don't know what we can really if we can talk more about it, but maybe
I got something if you want.
Well, let's go. Well, this is what I want to talk about, I guess.